and as you can see, I am playing Fallout 4. I am currently in Far Harbor, so everybody say welcome to Far Harbor. Now, what I'm going to be going over is some very nice weapons that you can get while in Far Harbor. Now, the first one I'm going to show y'all, if this lady wasn't at the weapons bench. Move it. Shush. So, first one is Old Reliable, available from Alan Lee, which is right behind me. I'll show you him later. Now, this particular lever action rifle shoots an additional projectile. Now, as we all know, any weapon in the Fallout series that shoots an additional projectile is always worthwhile, especially given the fact that this weapon can only hold 5 rounds at a time, making it one of the smallest capacity sniper type rifles in the game. Now, another one is the Radical Conversion, another new weapon included by Far Harbor, the Radium Rifle. It does both ballistic and radiation damage, though I have yet to see the radiation proc actually work on anybody. This particular one ignores 30% of the target's damage and energy resistance, which is why I chose it over the next one that I'm going to show you all, which I have already sold back to Alan Lee, so y'all are going to meet him now.
Guns, guns, and more guns. If it ain't one of my favorite customers. What can I do you for?
Let's barter.
Make it fast.
Yeah, as you can see, he's kind of a dick. Also, another new weapon is the Harpoon Gun. This particular one is the Admiral's Friend. It does double damage when the target is at full health. But let's find my kiloton, if he still has it. Looks like he does not, but ironically enough, Ronnie, back at the castle, does have a non-upgraded version. So, what I'll probably end up doing is going back to see her. But, first, let's go over this new armor I'm wearing. This is called the Marine Combat Armor. It is basically the upgraded version of the combat armor, obviously. And unlike the combat armor, where the different variants of normal, sturdy, and heavy you have to find, this one's actually upgradable between 3 different classes. The Zealot armor, used by the children of Adam that are here on the island. The Assault armor, which you can collect a full set from by doing the mission Best Left Forgotten, which you can acquire from Dima on the island, if you've played through the quest line. Once you have all 5 of his memories from doing the puzzle type thing, which, trust me, y'all will know what I'm talking about when you get to it, you will actually get a miscellaneous quest that lets you collect this. My advice is to bring along a 4570 lever action rifle and a set of power armor. Unless you have the Aqua Boy perk, in which case you don't really need a set of power armor because you'll be able to breathe underwater and not take radiation anyway. But I did it for shits and gigs, so. Now, let us go back to the Commonwealth so I can show you all the kiloton rifle, which is another unique radium rifle. I have yet to find any other unique weapons other than these 4 or 5, or at least none that are necessarily special. They're just random drops, but these particular ones are ones that you actually have to go and buy. They do not drop randomly. So these procs and special effects are only available on these particular weapons unless you get stupidly lucky. Alrighty. Now, on to the castle. There she is. Well, it's nighttime right now, so we might not be able to check her out just yet, but let's try.
Can we trade a few things?
Nope, no we cannot. So, looks like we will be waiting. That is the exit. Sleep for 7 hours, that way it's 8:55 a.m. And then we will show you the kiloton rifle, which, if any of you know about the spray and pray submachine gun, it is quite similar actually. Actually has the exact same perk. And here's where you can find Ronnie on most days, sitting in the armory.
Let me see what you've got.
Sure thing, General.
And so, the kiloton radium rifle. This one is a non-upgraded version, though the one that I sold to Alan Lee, and then obviously ended up disappearing, was a fully upgraded version with the same barrel that I currently have on my current radium rifle. As you can see, it bullets explode, doing 15 points of area effect damage, just like the spray and pray. But, as any of you would know, a 30% damage and energy resistance ignore is a much better perk. So, that's why I went with it. Now, I will show you what I mean by the fact that you can upgrade the assault armor to the different classes on its own. Chomp chomp. As you can see, there are 3 separate ranks. Now, you cannot access the marine armor until you've actually started up with the Children of Adam that are on Far Harbor and the island, which is what the location is called. It's not called Far Harbor. Far Harbor is just the harbor that you come into. The actual map is called the island. So, when you first access the marine armor, you only have the Zealot variant. Once you've completed the memory bank mission for Dima, the assault marine armor becomes the available drop from the supply caches that you will find. They're in the water. Again, why I said either power armor or an aqua boy. And then the third rank is the Inquisitors, which is the exact same as the assault marine armor, only it has 1 extra point in energy defense. And apparently that only goes for the chest piece.
So where are we off to next?
So really it's just about looks. I actually have not figured out what the Inquisitor's armor specifically looks like, and once I have the large amount of adhesive that it takes, which I'll probably be going to get here in a minute, I will show you all.
The next person that asks me to shag is getting a well-placed kick.
So, now to go buy a bunch of adhesive. By the way, there's also two other pieces, other than what you see me wearing, to the marine armor. The first is the marine wetsuit. Unfortunately, unlike other underworn pieces of armor, this one cannot be upgraded with the ballistic weave perk. The only reason why I'm wearing it currently is for the aesthetic. The other piece, which my trusty Fresnik, the sentry bot, is holding,
Heads up.
Yes.
is the marine tactical helmet, which is basically your lightweight version of the combat helmet that I am currently wearing. Now, the only difference between the marine tactical helmet and the assault helmet that I'm wearing is 9 points of defense for ballistic and energy. So, really you can wear either one. It's up to you. Me, I like to get whatever extra I can get. And these are my army fatigues. And now to Diamond City. Because that's where the shipment of adhesive is. Also, I want to make another note. As you can see at my feet, that is the wetsuit. But, if you actually look at wrong piece of armor, as you can see, if you look at the model, it is supposed to have a boot that is built onto it. Obviously, that boot is not actually part of the armor. I'm not sure if this was a glitch or if it's intended. Could be either or. We will find out soon enough. Ah, good old Percy.
Sell everything. Gift packs, ammunition, outerwear, dinnerware.
I've got a few minutes to browse.
Oh, goody.
And there goes pretty much all my caps. Oh well. Also, want to make a quick note. The nice thing about doing all the Far Harbor missions is you can get a lot of caps. Now, when you do the first part of the Far Harbor mission that takes you outside of Far Harbor to, so you're going to have to go talk to the Mariner. I will show her you here in a minute. She will give you a quest to get a bunch of power tools. The quest in and of itself is easy, though the area that the power tools are located in can be a bit difficult to clear out. So, word of warning, bring a decent amount of ammo. The enemies aren't exactly tough, but they do have pretty decent damage resistance. So, the more punch the weapon packs, the better. Me personally, I would say either a high caliber ballistic rifle or any energy weapon, preferably the Tesla rifle that was added in the last update. Now, let's go to making the Inquisitor armor.
This should prove interesting. I wonder what you built this.
Rather be off murdering our friends. This'll do. You go faster if you kept your eyes on the road and off the cars.
Our systems are continuing to function at peak efficiency.
So this is the Inquisitor's armor. This is what you'll see most of the Children of Adam wearing. Or at least the ones that you'll see in the Marine armor.
I'd be happy to help if I can.
And then this is the Zealot's armor, which is basically the same as the Inquisitor's, only it does not provide as much damage protection and it is lighter. So if you're not going to go for the maximum damage protection, you're just worried about how heavy it is, because this is the heaviest armor in the entire game. Save for obviously power armor, which that carries its own weight, so...
Anything I can do? You just say the word.
Me personally, I like the extra ballistic protection that the chest piece allows. So I keep with the assault. That and I like the all black. I think it looks better. So now I will show you where the Mariner is. Now, when you first get to Far Harbor, when you first start this quest, you will need to go up here because they will get attacked by a gigantic wave of Mirelurks, Gulpers, which are a new type of enemy, Mirelurk Hunters, and other odds and
Don't let
ends.
the island catch you off guard.
Now, as soon as you've completed that, you will have access to this quest. Either the Mariner will come up to you, or you'll have to come find her in her little shack back here.
You ever heard of Machete Mike?
This is the Mariner. Now, the name that she just mentioned, Machete Mike, is a guy that will try and buy the power tools off of you when you go and get them. He will offer you 2,500 caps.
Need to drown your troubles?
Want to know my hint?
Mitch, the last plank.
Don't accept and then shoot him in the back because he has 3,906 caps on him. You don't get any bad penalty for killing him, and let's face it, 3,906 is more than 2,500, and then you still get another 1,000 or so from the Mariner for him. So, more than worth it. All of the missions that you will accept in Far Harbor actually will give you quite a large sum of caps, usually more than 1,000, with some small miscellaneous missions here and there only providing 3 or 4. But all of the main storyline missions, and most of the ones that you will get from Far Harbor itself, offer a very large amount. Now, when you finish the quest line with Dima, where you will actually, well, I won't spoil anything, but basically you'll make the harbor and the children of Adam come to peace. Now, if you ask for a reward once you've completed that, he will gladly accept. There is a small speech or charisma check on it, but you actually don't have to have all that high of charisma to get it. And he will give you 3,500 caps. Now, that is if you win the speech check. But for most people, you've put enough charisma into your character so that you don't have to pay as much money and so that you get more caps as rewards. So you shouldn't have any issue getting that big bonus. Now, there is a legendary set of the Marine armor known as the Recon armor. It includes both arm pieces, the helmet, and the chest piece. It does not have the leg pieces. The only issue with that collection is that each piece is over 10,000 caps. Me personally, I have yet to buy it specifically because of that. I don't know if I could ever save up enough to buy them. Me personally, I spend my caps on materials because I like to make my weapons awesome. But anyways, that is our little walkthrough of the awesomeness that you will find in Far Harbor. One last note. The lever action rifle that I mentioned earlier takes 4570 rounds. You can only buy 4570 rounds in Far Harbor from Alan Lee. Here they are, the 4570 caliber. They go to this guy, the lever action rifle. This is obviously just a base model. As you can see, there's not a magazine mod slot. You will only ever be able to fire 5 rounds from this thing. But if you get Old Reliable, which is available from Alan Lee himself, for, if I remember right, 3,000 or 4,000 caps, or probably less actually, if more than likely, you will get 10 rounds, 2 at a time. And that's your walkthrough of Far Harbor, at least for the awesomeness that it provides. So, hope you all enjoyed the video. Hope you all enjoyed seeing my amazing sentry bot that I made. Look at those cluster launchers. So yeah. Anyways, that concludes this video. I will see you all next time. Goodbye.